If you interact with HMRC on behalf of clients and you're paid to do so, mandatory tax advisor registration is upon us and the portal opens from the 18th of May 26. This isn't optional, it's a legal requirement introduced by Finance Act 26 and ignoring it does have real consequences. So what is it and who does it catch? The definition of tax advisor under the Finance Act is deliberately broad. It covers anyone paid to interact with HMRC about another person's tax affairs. An interaction can include phone calls, letters, emails, submitting tax returns, claims, or any other document. So if any of that describes what your firm does, you are within the scope. And the definition of interact is equally wide. Don't assume you are outside of the rules simply because tax is not your primary focus. Solicitors, accountants, bookkeepers, payroll providers can all be called. When you need to register depends on a number of things. If your firm has no agent services account at all, you need to register from the 18th of May. If you hold an existing self-assessment or corporation tax online account, but no agent services account, the deadline is moved forward to the 18th of August. And if your firm only provides third-party payroll services with no other HMRC interaction, it moves forward again to the 18th of November. If you already have an agent services account, you do not need to re-register, but HMRC will contact you by the end of March 27 to confirm that you meet the new conditions, and you should not assume that holding an existing account means you're compliant. So the minimum standards: to register, your firm must meet a set of conditions. These include being appropriately supervised for AML, having no HMRC decision to refuse to deal with you or your firm, having no anti-avoidance sanctions or stop notices in place, having no relevant unspent convictions for fraud or tax offences, and not being formally insolvent or disqualified. So for most reputable firms, compliance with the PCRT should be sufficient to satisfy the minimum standards. So if you are already following that, you're likely to be in good shape, but just make sure you've documented that you are compliant. Also, we need to think about relevant individuals. So registration is at a firm level, but individuals are necessary to identify who are relevant. So that could be officers of the business, or partners, LLP members or directors, and any employees who exercise significant influence or control over the firm's tax-related work. You need to identify those people and confirm that they are also meeting relevant conditions. And what happens if you don't comply? HMRC can suspend a firm's registration for up to 12 months where conduct falls below the expected standards. So suspension means you cannot interact with HMRC on behalf of clients, which is obviously going to be pretty critical for most of us. What do you need to do now? Well, there's three things primarily. Firstly, check registration deadlines and which one applies to your firm. Secondly, identify your relevant individuals. And third, review and document your AML supervision and PCRT compliance. Registration portals online, it's free. HMRC have invested a lot of money in making this a single digital process, and there's no good reason to delay. We do have, for individuals or firms having to register from the 18th of May, we've got 3 months within which to do so, but obviously the sooner the better to make sure you don't miss that final deadline. I'll include some links to HMRC guidance and some CIOT and ATT FAQs as well in the description below.
As always, like, comment, share. It lets me know that these videos are well received, and if you have any comments or interpretation of this legislation, really interested to hear everyone's thoughts.